This is a step-by-step guide on exactly what lists to pull, how to pull them within the app, and how to skip trace them. The wholesaler who can find the most motivated sellers is gonna make the most amount of money. You do not want to spend your time talking to people who aren't showing any signs of distress. You can't help the person who has no trouble making their mortgage payment, lives in a fully renovated house, and wants to sell for top dollar. We're gonna focus on finding homeowners who are in situations that indicate they may want or need to sell their property soon. The way we're gonna do this is by pulling lists on BatchLeads. BatchLeads is a tool every real estate investor needs to have in their arsenal. It makes it so easy to pull lists of distressed properties, plus you can skip trace that list and begin marketing to them all within the app. So with that being said, let's head on over to the computer so we can show you exactly what you need to do. All right guys, step one is to get registered for BatchLeads. So what you want to do is click the link in the description for a 7-day free trial. Now the first decision you're going to need to make is what plan you're going to get. Me personally, I'm on the Team Plus plan, and it's because I need all of these different workspaces, the increased storage, and the cheaper skip tracing. When you're first getting started, I recommend the Personal Basic or the Personal Plus plan. Now is what you'll get with the Personal Plus plan that you won't in the Personal Basic is 15,000 additional leads you can pull a month. Plus, you're gonna get click to dial and SMS campaigns within the app. So you can make dials and send out texts right here in BatchLeads. However, if you can't, don't worry at all because you can still just make phone calls or send texts from your regular cell phone. Lastly is gonna be, you're gonna get a little bit cheaper skip tracing. With the Personal Basic, you're gonna be paying 14 cents for every single record you skip trace, and in the Personal Plus, you'll be paying 12 cents. While it's just the difference of 2 pennies, it may not seem like a very big deal, but when you're skip tracing thousands of records a month, like I am, most months skip tracing between 50 and 60,000 records, those pennies start to add up. Once you've selected a plan, you're gonna be brought to the BatchLeads app. This is what your home screen will look like, except for you probably won't have any properties. As you can see, I have over 1 million different properties in my BatchLeads that we're marketing to all the time. In order to start pulling your list, you're gonna go to the Property Search tab. Right here, you'll enter in whatever city you're looking to wholesale in. For instance, Phoenix. So once you search the city you're looking to wholesale in, you can see that BatchLeads is showing 500,000 homes. Now we don't want to market to all 500,000 homes. We want to filter out to find only the most motivated people so we have the highest chance of getting deals, and also so we're maximizing our marketing dollars. Remember, every additional house we pull is another lead or is another record that we need to skip trace. Especially in the beginning, if you're operating on a shoestring budget, we want to maximize our skip tracing dollars spent. And every single time we pull a list, we want to hopefully be able to find at least one deal. The way we're going to be able to do this is by filtering correctly and pulling the correct lists, which I'll show you how to do right now. You're going to go ahead and click this filter button right here. And here are the exact filters you're going to want to follow. First, in classifications, residential. For property types, we're going to do single family and townhouse. Now, you can add on all of these other houses. There's absolutely wholesale deals, mobile homes, duplex, triplex, quadruplex, things like that. But right now, in the beginning, our focus is gonna be the ones where there's gonna be the most amount of opportunities for us and to maximize our skip tracing dollars. So we're just gonna stick with single family homes and townhomes. Next, you're gonna wanna go to MLS status and you're gonna wanna check no here for on market. And what this is gonna do is gonna get rid of all the houses that are already listed on the MLS. Next, we can skip over pre-foreclosure and auctions. Don't worry, we're gonna get those. And we're gonna move to ownership info. For this, we wanna check individually owned properties. This is gonna eliminate properties that are owned under an LLC. The reason we do this is because typically properties that are owned under an individual are going to be more likely to find themselves in a situation where they're going to need to sell quick. When it comes to properties that are owned in LLCs, you're going to get a little bit more of a savvy investor who's not going to find themselves in these distressed situations. We're going to move over, we're going to skip liens and bankruptcy. Again, we're going to get these, don't worry about it, but we're going to move into valuation and equity. For valuation equity, we're going to do 2 things. Number one, we're always going to go between 50 and 100% for estimated equity. The next thing we're going to tinker around with is the estimated value. BatchLeads estimates the value of every single property similar to Zillow's Zestimate. Now, it's normally pretty accurate, and what we're gonna do is we wanna use this range to eliminate houses that are on the low end of the price spectrum, where it's gonna be bad neighborhoods where investors don't wanna own properties, and also the higher end of the spectrum, where it's gonna be too expensive for flippers to flip, and they just have less people who are looking to buy those properties. The way we're gonna be doing this is based on the median home price in the market. Now, you don't need to go crazy on this. A simple Google search for median home price in whichever market you're polling will be sufficient. So we can see here that in Phoenix, Realtor.com is saying that the median listing home price was $445K. Now, Phoenix is my home market, so I know it very well, and this is something that's a little bit nuanced and will change, and you will see as you get more experience and as you get to know different markets where you'll shift these numbers up and down. I can tell you that in Phoenix, we want to be looking for houses that are between $250,000 and $500K. We know that a lot of flippers are flipping in this range right here. Now, these are all the filters we're going to do, so now watch. Just when we pulled the list, we start at $450K. Once we apply this, look, it goes down to $116,000. Now again, we don't want to pull all 116,000 records. In order to skip trace this, even at 10 cents a record, we're going to be paying almost 10 or over 10 grand in skip tracing costs. That's a lot. So what we want to do is pull out the most motivating factors, and this is where it comes to actually pulling the lists. Now, you can close this right here. And as you can see, BatchLeads makes it really easy to pull all of these different lists here you can see in the quick filter at the bottom. All right, now the lists we're gonna focus on are as follows. First is gonna be liens. So look, we can select liens. We can see that there's 7,000 different properties with liens on it. Actually, real quick is what I'm gonna say is because I'm thinking about this from my perspective where we have a very large marketing budget and not people who are just starting. As you can see, there are 7,000 liens, 5,200 tax defaults, 1,200 vacant properties, 0 tiled landlords, we don't need to worry about cash buyers, 300 pre-foreclosures, 16 inherited properties, don't need to worry about MLS, don't need to worry about absentee owners, don't need to worry about company owned, don't need to worry about free and clear, 0 unknown equity, and almost 1,500 expired listings. So if we were, the lists we're gonna pull are those ones I just mentioned. Expired listings, unknown equity, inherited properties, pre-foreclosures, tired landlords, vacant, tax default, and liens. So if we were to pull all of those, we're looking at almost 15,000 records. That's gonna be a very expensive skip tracing bill. Now, there's gonna be deals in there, but what I'm gonna do is if there's too many for the amount you wanna skip trace, is you're gonna wanna adjust by bringing in your filter for your estimated value. So let's instead drop this down. Let's go to, or you know what? I just know Phoenix is big. Let's go to 350K. This is gonna be a really nice sweet spot. Okay, this is looking a lot better. This is looking like a nice beginner list right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull all these different ones. Again, let's go over them. First is liens. These are properties where for some reason or another, they have a lien on them that's not a mortgage. A lien is basically a bill you could attach to a property that means that you are owed a certain amount of money from the equity in that property. Now, these can be for any number of reasons. Right now, liens are a huge list that we're getting a lot of deals from. Next is gonna be tax defaults. These are people who are unable to pay their property taxes, well, unable or not willing. This is a good sign of distress for somebody who may need or want to sell their property soon. Next is gonna be vacant properties. Vacant simply means that Batch has picked up that nobody's living here. Now, if nobody's living in the house, that can be a good sign that it's not wanted anymore and they're gonna be willing to sell. Next, tired landlords. Now, I don't know exactly what the criteria is in Batch for tired landlords, but essentially they have some sort of algorithm that's gonna show that, hey, this person has probably been a landlord for a long time. Maybe they're getting hit with huge repair bills. Maybe they're tired of redoing the property over and over again when new tenants come and go, and maybe they wanna sell this property. This is gonna be a really good list to pull as well. Next, again, remember cash buyers, we don't need to focus on right now. If we're looking to find buyers, we could absolutely pull some of these. Next is gonna be pre-foreclosures. So this is gonna be a property that is about to go through foreclosure. Can you think of a more motivated person for who is gonna wanna accept a cash offer? Look at that, there's 43 people right now you can go ahead and call in Phoenix. Next is gonna be inherited properties. This is gonna be one of the best lists. Imagine that you are already struggling to make payments, or you're already, stretched thin making payments for your rent or your mortgage, and all of a sudden you inherit a property, and now all of a sudden you need to pay for that. Wouldn't it be nice if somebody called you and was able to turn that problem instead to money in your bank account? I think so. This is gonna be one of your hottest lists. Next, we skip over MLS, we skip over absentee owners, we skip over company owned, we skip over free and clear. Next is unknown equity. Now the reason we pull unknown equity is because most people don't. I'm giving you the sauce right now and I'm letting you know that I pull this, but the whole reason is because a lot of other wholesalers aren't reaching out to this list. Because of that, we're finding deals in here. So don't worry, take that tip and go find you some deals. Lastly is going to be expired listings. These are properties where somebody listed their house on the MLS and it didn't sell. Excellent place to find deals. People, they realize they list their property, it took too long to sell, they're like, oh, maybe we listed it for too much, and they'll be open to taking a discounted cash offer. So the way you're gonna pull these lists is you'll go ahead and select them. I always just do this very systematically. I pull them the exact same way every single time. Select the liens, come up here to select, go to select all and add. And we're gonna add this to a new list. So you're gonna create a new list and you're gonna name it. As you can see right here, I have a very specific naming convention on how I name every single one of my lists. If you wanna copy it, here's what you're gonna do. We're gonna go city, comma, state abbreviation, dash, acquisitions. This is because it's an acquisitions list. Remember, you can also use BatchLeads to pull cash buyers lists. If you wanna learn exactly how I do that, go ahead and watch this video that I just posted on finding cash buyers. Anyway, after acquisitions, we're gonna call this the master list and I'll show you why. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna enter the date we pulled. So today is going to be January 16th, 2023. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna tag, because right now we're pulling the liens, so we wanna create a new tag if this is a new account. You're gonna go ahead and enter in liens. Now, I have done this before. I already have the liens tag. We're gonna go right here. And then, we're gonna exclude properties that do not have a USPS verified address, and then you would click save. And now this is gonna create a list, and it's gonna take maybe 5 minutes for it to all load over. You'll get a little notification right here when it's done. And then once that part is done, you're gonna do the same thing for all the other ones we talked about. So you'll go to tax defaults, select all, add, and instead of creating a new list, you're gonna add it to that other list that you created, the master list. So that's why we call it the master list, because we're adding all of these different motivating factors. Again, liens, tax defaults, vacants, tired landlords, pre-foreclosures, inherited properties, unknown equity, and expired listings. So once you've added all of them into the list, then it's gonna be time to skip trace it. So what you'll do is you'll go down to My Lists. Once you have this opened, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna filter out your list that you just pulled. So it would be right here, and let's say that I just pulled this. We're gonna go here and we're gonna go has phone numbers equals no, and we're gonna apply the filter. Then all of the different properties in your list are gonna show up. You're gonna wanna click here to select them all. And what you're gonna do is go to Actions, Skip Trace. Oh, whoops, this was export to Excel, don't need to do that. We're gonna go to Actions, Skip Trace. Now here, the file name, I named the exact same thing as I named the list. Now you can load money in your batch account for skip tracing, or you can just pay now and enter in a wallet. But once you go ahead and request a skip trace, it'll take 5 minutes, and then you'll have all the phone numbers associated with that list. People will see BatchLeads skip tracing and they'll say 14 cents. Now, if you're in the industry, you're gonna be like, that's a lot of money, because there are skip tracing providers who will skip trace data for 2, 3, 4, 5 cents. You're like, why am I paying so much more? The reason why is because Batch's skip tracing is better. I'm gonna tell you a story right now. I fell into the trap of being like, hey, BatchLeads skip tracing is too expensive. And I went and I tried some other skip tracing providers. I went through, I spent all this money on these different skip tracing companies, And then once we sent the data to our cold callers and we started texting it, we realized we were getting way less leads. Our response rate was down. Our pickup rate was down. We were having way more wrong numbers, where we were losing money because of it. And I learned it's worth it to pay for the good skip tracing. I don't know exactly how Batch does their skip tracing, but what I've heard is they have like 8 or 9 different providers, and they have some sort of algorithm based on the different providers that pulls the best matches for phone numbers, and they've done a really good job with it. If you take any advice from me, it's that Batch skip tracing is the best, and I will be continuing to use that. Once you've done that and you skip trace the list, now you have a list of properties you can go ahead and market to. Remember, the point here is we want to make sure that we're maximizing our marketing dollars. I get that you have to spend money on your monthly Batch Lead subscription. I get that you have to spend money on your skip tracing. But this is part of a business. You need to realize that those are investments. Yes, you're going to have to invest the $500 to skip trace your list and the $100 a month to pull the list. But that $600 should very well turn into an assignment fee that's going to be upwards of $15,000. That's a good return on an investment. The problem is people get stuck in marketing and they think, oh, this is such an expense, like how do I reduce this? Where I'm always thinking I need to spend more money on marketing, because the more people I'm able to market to, the more deals I'm going to get. Once I made that switch in my mind where I started to see it as an investment and something I want to continuously be adding to, is when I started getting consistent deal flow. In the beginning, I got stuck in this trap where it's like I spend my money on marketing and then I just beat the hell out of that list over and over again, and then all of a sudden we see that we start getting less deals. It's because you need to be constantly refreshing, constantly repulling lists. To give you an idea of what I do in my business, we will take our best lists, ones that we found where we get the most amount of deals, which, by the way, it's not rocket science on finding great markets. The way we found all of our markets is simply by doing this. We came here to property search, we scrolled down, looked at the map, and we said, oh, we haven't marketed in Arkansas before. We went to Google, top 5 most populated cities in Arkansas, pulled the lists of all of them. Oh, we haven't done this in Mississippi before, did that. It's literally how we started. We just went and did. Now, once you find which markets do really well for you, you're going to want to pull data in that list every month to 2 months. Once you find ones that are kind of pull them every 3 to 6 months. And then we'll still pull lists and even our bad markets once every year to make sure that we aren't missing something. Because things change, right? Maybe one time that we pull a list, it's not good, we don't get any deals. And next year we pull it and we'll get like 5 deals out of the first list we pull. Those are my tips on exactly how to pull a list, how I pull lists that has led us to get wholesale deals. This is all the information you need to start generating leads so you can begin marketing to them so you can start finding wholesale deals for yourself. If you need any help selling a deal, make sure you go to my website, the link is in my bio, and go to the tab that says JV with me. We can help you sell your deals to get the most amount of money for them. Now, what I want you to do is take all this information and go act on it. Remember, the people who are stuck watching YouTube videos and reading books are never going to take action, and they're never going to start being able to reap the fruits of their labor. So, take what you know now and go ahead and get started today.